It's kind of weird. And I don't think any of us really knew what it meant. In fact, I read a bunch about it and couldn't figure it out. And as time has gone by, this has a chance to indeed change how we watch sports. There was an announcement yesterday that ESPN, Fox, and Warner Brothers have agreed to combine and start a streaming service owned equally by all three parties. Now, this may not mean much to you at first glance, but understand that ESPN, Fox, and Warner Brothers, these are the networks that will be streamed under this new service. And think about all the sports they carry. ABC, ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU, the SEC Network, the ACC Network, ESPN News, Fox, Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports 2, BTN, Big Ten Network, TNT, TBS, True TV, and ESPN Plus. It's going to be a sports-specific streaming bundle that will carry NFL games, including next year's Super Bowl, the entire NBA, NHL, and Major League Baseball playoffs, the bulk of the NASCAR season, the FIFA World Cup, Big Ten sports, SEC sports, ACC sports, all of this through one streaming service, one subscribe streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
This is a little scary when you talk about streaming and subscribing because some people just don't want to ever stream anything.
Right.
And subscriptions, of course, means you pay for it.
Yep.
And they're doing this to try and come up with what appears to be a sustainable business model. We all know that ESPN just cut a bunch of people and is trying to cut costs a little bit. And there's plenty of people out there that don't have cable anymore that have just gone full on streaming. I stream a lot of stuff, but I don't love it because it's not as easy to use as cable. Now, is it a first world problem that I have to hit the button 6 times to change channels as opposed to once? Total first world problem. It's not that big a deal, but I'm going to assume if all of these properties are going to be under one streaming service, that part of the goal is to make it much easier to navigate from one game to the next. Now, we're not always navigating between games. Gator, you'll be watching, as you mentioned earlier, Bachelor in Paradise and the Red Wings at the same time. Whatever it might be, right? Well, you brought it up.
Didn't bring up against the Red Wings. The Wings don't play till Saturday.
All right, well, Pistons. that Northwestern Indiana game that's going down to the wire, whatever it might be, you can flip to non-sports stuff. You might be flipping to non-sports stuff as well. But this comes with a lot of questions.
Ton of questions.
Maybe the biggest of which is cost.
I think cost is number one. I also have a question about how this affects cable TV, how it affects, like, if you have Xfinity or whatever, am I still going to be able to get, is ESPN, ESPN2, all those channels I'm already getting that are part of this bundle? I get all these already. Will they be removed from your cable? Yeah, I think it'll be removed from cable, or is this part of it? Do I not have to get the streaming bundle because I already have it?
Well, there is some speculation on price, and we will get to that. Plus, is this the step, the kind of thing that we see and we go, all right, it's streaming or nothing. Like, we have to go to streaming. So Deadspin did a story on this today because it tried to address price. Now, where they got the information, I don't know, but here's what they wrote. Consumers will be able to subscribe directly in the app. So let's call this the,
Sports Bundle app. Whatever.
Sports Bundle app. And now you can just click on that and have all this stuff, hopefully at a fingertip away. One push of a button, you can change the channel as opposed to backing out of one app. Are you sure you want to exit? Yes. Okay, now scroll over, find the other app, load that app in.
I don't think it's going to be as simple as you want it to be.
Well, if they're doing this, okay, as a consumer, I'd say make it that simple. Make it that simple.
I have the funny feeling that this is going to be like watching Netflix. And if you're tired of watching one show on Netflix and you want to watch something else, that's exactly how it's going to be. You're going to get out of this movie that you're watching. You go back to the Netflix main menu, find what you're looking for, click on that. It's not going to be terribly taxing, but it's different than saying, I'm watching channel 232, which is NBC. Oh, I want to watch
we just want
CBS, and I just go up one channel.
We just want last channel, right?
I don't know if you're going to get that.
Here's what Deadspin writes about cost. Consumers will be able to subscribe directly in the app and have the option to bundle the service with Disney Plus, Hulu, or Max. CNBC estimates that the price for the service will be anywhere between $45 and $50 a month. $45 to $50 a month. So anywhere between $550 and $600 a year, $540 and $600 a year.
I'm already paying for cable.
It seems like a hefty price, but here's the kicker. Deadspin writes to pay for each of those streaming services individually. ESPN Plus, Fox, and Warner Brothers would total $25.98 a month. So by putting them all in one app, it's pretty much doubling the cost. That's the part where collectively, I feel like we give it the, oh, hell no. Now, why would they keep the individual streaming available if they can make you double the cost to get the product? They probably won't. And that's where the frustration sets in, is it's all a way to basically double the cost, but veil it as this convenience of having it all in one app, which if I'm given the choice of keeping the cost down and having to back out of ESPN and then log into the Fox Sports app, I would do that. But let's be clear here too. We don't even really know what's happening with Bally's, right? I mean, they just had that sale, or they're being taken over by Amazon as a part owner of the Bally's regional networks. And this year, I guess everything's going to be on Bally's, but moving forward,
right,
what's that going to look like?
I don't know, but right now for this upcoming Tiger season, and Red Wings and Pistons are on there as well.
Yep.
Fortunately, we don't have to worry about it just yet.
Not yet, but quite frankly, this all sounds like a move towards required to stream. And I don't know how well that sits. I imagine not well.
No, I imagine not well at all.
Yep.
I mean, I'm already not happy with how much money I'm forking over just for cable, internet, and then I've got phone through it as well.
When we went to full streaming at our place up north, thinking, okay, this is a great test run for us. We'll see how much cheaper this is, and it was way cheaper than cable, right? And then we realized, oh, we don't get this. Oh, we got to pay for that. And when we started realizing what we didn't get with the streaming service and what we had to pay extra for to get, the price crept right back up to where it was with cable. And it wasn't as convenient. So we canceled the streaming and went back to cable.
Yep.
So I don't know, man.
Well, that's why this is a story that just broke yesterday. So we're going to follow it, figure it out, because this isn't happening tomorrow. It's not happening next week or next month.
No.
This is something that is in the future that will happen.
And it's something that, I've said forever, this thing about I want to keep up with technology so I'm not the grandparent with the rotary dial phone. And,
Right.
that you saw back in the day. If you don't embrace it, you get one step behind, then two steps behind, and then you get hopelessly behind.
I'm just watching DVDs, man.
Yeah. And next thing you know, you got a VHS machine, and
Right,
that's all you're
exactly.
doing is watching old movies.